Biliyor musun? Erken rezervasyon başladı. Yazın en renkli fırsatları cyprusparadise.com'da. %40, %50 hatta %60'a varan kaçırılmaz indirimler. Erken rezervasyon yap, uçak bileti fiyatına paket tatili al. Uygun fiyata Kıbrıs tatilinin adresi cyprusparadise.com. Zaman akıp gitmeden acele edin. Bir bakmışsınız yaz gelmiş. Cyprus Paradise. Tatiliniz bizimle güvende.
Kalitenin, güvenin, hızlı teslimatın adresi Ancon Furniture. Ancon Furniture ailesi olarak yeni ürünler ile hizmete devam etmekteyiz. Yeni model koltuk takımlarımız, yatak mekanizmaları bir dokunuş ile açılıp bir dokunuş ile kapanabilmektedir. Bir dokunuş ile açtığımız yatak mekanizmasının yatak çarşafı kullanıma hazır, serili olarak içinden çıkmaktadır. Yıl sonuna kadar herhangi bir koltuk takımı alan her müşterimize akıllı sehpa hediyemizdir. En iyi ürün, en iyi fiyat. Sadece Ancon Furniture'da. Bize uğramadan karar vermeyin. En iyisini biz yapana kadar daha iyisi yok.
Güzel bir Londra akşamından iyi akşamlar sevgili Eurogenç TV izleyicileri. Bu akşam yine dop dolu bir programda karşınızdayız. Çok değerli konukları ağırlayacağız her zaman olduğu gibi. Asırlardır süregelen sanat için mi, toplum için mi tartışmasını gündeme getirmek niyetinde değilim. Ama bu akşam sanatın toplumsal konularda etkili olarak farkındalık yaratabilmesi için nasıl kullanıldığına dair çok güzel bir örnek ile karşınızdayım. Programımız, konumuz bu akşam 11 Haziran tarihinde Kıbrıs'ta gerçekleşecek olan bir seri sanatsal aktivitelerdir. Ancak büyük bir değişiklik var, çok güzel bir değişiklik var. Bu sefer sanatçılar bağımlılık konusunda bilinç artırmak için sanatlarını sergileyecekler. Evet, değerli konuklarımızı yavaş yavaş ekrana alalım ve sizlere tanıtalım. Evet arkadaşlar, iyi akşamlar, iyi akşamlar hepinize. İsmet, Medi, Erim, Hasan, Londra'dan, Abdullah Denizhan ve Boreum O. Hepinize iyi akşamlar. I hope you are all well. Can you hear me? You've gone all quiet.
I can all hear you.
Okay. Is it shyness or?
No.
Okay. As I said, it's a really special program tonight, and we are going to discuss your fantastic program of events, artistic events in Cyprus, and with Erim and Boreum, we are going to discuss how we in London are going to contribute to this fantastic series of events in London. So what I'd like you to do first, dear friends, is to briefly introduce yourselves in a few sentences, and also tell our viewers how you came about in getting involved in this project. Okay, Ismet, can we start with you?
Of course you can. Good evening, Nefese. Thank you very much for the invitation on Eurogenç tonight to be able to express ourselves and to explain what we're about to do and what we're about to get involved with. So yes, thank you very much. What else would you like to know from me?
By the way, you can. This program is going to be bilingual, and you can speak in any language you feel comfortable with. So either English or Turkish, it doesn't matter. But from time to time, if you can speak, if you are able to speak both, it will be great for our viewers. But if
I'll
not,
do it.
don't worry. We'll excuse Boreum from that. Okay, Smet, whatever language you prefer.
I'm going to do 50-50, 50-50, yeah?
Tamam, oldu, buyur.
Yes, for us, Medi Foundation, in partnership with the Prime Minister's Anti-Drugs Commission, last year in July, the Commission did a art festival or art exhibition at the Bedistan in Nicosia, Lefkosia, and 2 weeks later after that, which I attended to, and then 2 weeks after that, we as Medi Foundation, we done our photography exhibition. And just after both the exhibitions, we sat down with Hasan abi. He's, for technical reasons, he's not been able to be on the show yet. He might come on soon.
I hope so.
You know, I hope so too. We sat down about 10 months ago and said, you know, what should we do next year? Let's do something jointly together. We threw some ideas. We started off with maybe photography, and then we went on to art. Me not being an artist, obviously I know what art is, but how much art, the different areas that art covers, I was quite amazed. So we obviously picked art with all the different types of things that we could do and get involved with in the people. And here we are today, you know, 5 days away from the start of our workshops. The workshops that's going to be for 3 weeks, and then lead on to the exhibition that's going to be for two days.
Great, excellent. So that's brilliant. Later on, we are going to talk about in detail about the kind of events and so on. So for the time being, if you can introduce yourselves and say about what your involvement is in the organization of this. Erim?
Arkadaşlar, I'm Erim from London and the CEO of TCCA. TCCA is an organisation that wants to work with a number of other organisations to ensure that our community's needs are met. We've been approached by Medi Foundation as well as other charities around facilitating work to do with mental health and addiction awareness and looking at discussing it and making it a non-taboo subject within our community. So we are planning on doing a number of events in the build-up and as part of this festival. And next year, there's discussions being held around centering the festival in the UK and secondary festivals being held in Cyprus and as well as other places. So it becomes an internationally themed Turkish Cypriot event on a yearly basis.
Great. So you are the coordinator of the events in London.
Yes, that's quite right, Tanchi. The fact is that TCCA have taken lead in this, but it's not saying that we're the only organisation working part of it. The Sanat organisation that you head is also part of it, and we're also welcoming other organisations that want to do events. We're not going to do nothing major this year. A number of reasons why, lockdown and various other things. But yes, we are leading it, but there's other organisations working with us.
Okay. Later on, you can explain about exactly what kind of program we'll be having in London on the 3rd. Yes. Okay. Abdullah, selamlar.
Hello Ertan Bey.
Evet. Abdullah, duyuyor musun beni? Ha, merhaba.
Evet, duyuyorum.
Merhabalar. Buyur Abdullah.
Merhaba. Abdullah Denizhan'dan. Mimar ve sanatçıyım. Heyecanlı bir proje. Yoğun, yorucu, uzun bir süreç. Şu anda da aslında etkinliğimizin gerçekleşeceği, doğada gerçekleşeceği alanlardan birindeyim. Bugün de onun takibindeyiz. Yani geri sayımdayız. Heyecanlıyız.
Evet. Evet. Etkinliğin ana organizatörlerinden birisisin.
Evet.
Evet. Maalesef Dicle'de birisi katılmaya çalışıyor. Dicle'dir belki de. Hasan Bey'dir. Evet, Dicle Özlü Söz de katılacaktı ama maalesef bir bağlanma sorunu yaşıyor. Umarım ilerleyen dakikalarda bize katılır. Teşekkürler şimdilik Abdullah. Birazdan daha detaylı bilgi alacağız senden.
Evet.
Hasan Bey merhabalar. Hasan Bey duyuyor musun bizi? Sanırım Hasan Bey duymuyor henüz. Boreum, I'll come to you.
İyi akşamlar.
Hasan Bey kayboldu. Neyse. Boreum, how are you, Boreum?
I'm good.
Okay,
How are you?
Can you? Yeah, not to. Can you explain all this, but in Turkish, please?
Yeah, sure. So good evening. Hi, I'm Boreum. So I'm in London as well. And then I'm a founder for the company named Sanat based in the UK. And then our company is basically me and my partner basically made this company for giving more people the chance to write to their lives and be inspired by the art, and then hopefully it could give more chance to people to lower the barrier to the art, and also at the same time to see and support young artists and build up their own communities. So I was working on it, and then I got there is this kind of amazing event from Dicle, who unfortunately can't make it today, but and she suggested me maybe if we could work together, and I'm really happy to be involved in this great event, which is, this event will be a great opportunity to share the work of artists while supporting addiction treatment and all kind of mental health issues. So I was really delighted to be involved to this event, and I'm really very excited to have this event this year, and also look forward to become larger next year in London as well.
Yeah, that will be really exciting next year. Thanks very much, Boreum. Later on, we'll talk about the London event, what's going to happen this year as well.
Great.
Yeah, Hasan Bey tekrar görüyorum. Duyuyor mu bizi acaba? Hasan Bey merhabalar. Yok, duymuyor bizi sanırım. Evet, şimdi İsmet sana sorayım. Bu proje fikrini kısaca anlattın. Yani nasıl meydana çıktı. Biraz daha detaylı anlatır mısın? Yani ne şekilde düşünüldü ve ne şekilde uygulanmaya başladı bu program? How did it come about?
Well, it come about, like I said, Jabi, from the conversations that me and Hasan had started. By talking about again doing events. Obviously, I'm talking about last year doing events. What we're going to do next year, and where we are today with what we're going to be doing, because this is going to be something really, really special. We're actually creating history with this project. Of my understanding, Abdullah will explain more, and Dicle would have been if she was here. This has never happened in Cyprus. This has never happened in Cyprus to this scale. These amount of people, and there's some seriously talented people that's going to be on show. I mean, the best of what we've got in Cyprus, and a lot of these the artists has been around the world as well. And Abdullah has himself, so it's not just about what they know in Cyprus. Abdullah's worked around Europe. He's worked in Turkey. Very professional man. We've got some serious, great organisation team behind the scenes. I'm in 2 WhatsApp groups. I think one's got 20 people in it, one's got 10. And I drive Abdullah mad every day. I'm sure he'll tell you later. Our website's getting updated every minute. The text, the scripts, everything that's constantly going out. And then as well as that, I've got each individual's WhatsApp as well. So apart from the groups, I drive them mad as well. Now it's just a matter of, we've only got 5 days to go. So they've done an amazing job getting this far. And I'm so excited. I really am. But going back to what it's about, Erim touched on the thing of the taboo. Very important. And I really think this is going to really help once everyone sees these workshops. These workshops that's going to be, here as workshops, people are going to be able to go and visit every day. Pictures, photos, the videos will be taken as well. So they'll be out and about on our social media sites, on the website, giving everyone a great idea of what it's about. And it's also not just about addictions, it's about mental health and well-being as well. There's been a massive thing, probably the biggest problem that we've had mental health-wise ever in our lifetime, down to the pandemic and the lockdowns and the in and outs and all the uncertainties. We're not fully out of it yet, all round. But this is a nice start. Everyone's coming out of the lockdown. Maybe not so much travelling, but being able to come out the doors, more relaxed, back into work. And more social life. You're seeing pictures of people in parks, and getting back to a little bit of normality, really.
Well, I hope we do slowly approach something like normality, because there are still some worries, aren't there? In England, anyway, there are some worries, but I hope those worries are not realized. Smet, I'm going to ask you.
Yes, sorry,
go on. No,
sorry, no, ask me first. Sorry, then I'll.
Yes, I was going to say it's a big achievement to get the government to be involved in this. Hasan Bey, if he is able to join us, he'll talk about this. But in his absence, I'm going to ask you, how did you manage to get the government department dealing with addiction get involved in this project? I know Hasan Bey has been very proactive in projects like this in the past, but tell us about how you managed to get the department involved in this.
Well, Hasan Bey, as I call him, Hasan Bey, he's the president of the Anti-Drugs Commission. That's the Prime Minister's Anti-Drugs Commission. So the actual office is under the leadership of the Prime Minister. So it's a government office, but it's a commission that, like I said, run by Hasan Bey, and it's purely, what they call it, Anti-Drugs Commission. It's purely for anything to do with addictions and mental health. He has a team there of his counsellors, psychologists, himself very qualified as well. He's been doing, anything to do with addictions, helping people, many children's lives that he's touched over the years. Very experienced in this, and he's done many projects over the years. He formed the Anti-Drugs Commission 6 years ago. He's done many projects, like we said, like this, but not to this scale, not to anyone's scale of what we're about to do.
Yes. Now I see Abdullah has disappeared, because I was going to ask Abdullah and Dicle to explain about the artistic work, the works of the artist. But I'm going to ask about why the name. But before I do that, let's have a look at the fantastic video I think Abdullah organized. I'm not sure whether he's done it himself, but let's have a look at the video first, and then we'll discuss about the origin of the name. Let's have a look. Yes, it's a really amazing video. I love it, and I'm glad Abdullah is with us.
So am I.
Be- because I'm going to ask. Obviously, the video does give hints of why the name was chosen, but perhaps Abdullah can explain to us the reasons why the name Nefese Dönüş, rhythm of breath. Niçin seçildi Abdullah bu isim bu proje için? Onu soruyorum. Hakikaten güzel bir isim, çok anlamlı bir isim. Ama izleyicilerimize anlatabilirsen orijinini.
Tabii ki. Yani bu geçirdiğimiz dönem tabii hepimizin de zorlandığı, öncelikle manevi ve her alanda aslında nefesimizin de daraldığı bir dönem. Tabii bunu sadece bu döneme de indirgememek gerek. Yani aslında yani doğa, çevre ve aslında dünyaya verdiğimiz tahribat da aslında bu başlık altında bir noktada kullanıyor. Nefese dönüş dedik. Hem nefese dönüşmek, hem nefes olmak, hem de nefesimize geri dönmek. Aslında en temel hayat kaynağımız. Yani nefes dedik.
Evet. Evet. Tabii bu geçirdiğimiz pandemi dönemi nefesin de çok önemli vurgulandığı bir dönem oldu tabii. Ve görüyoruz şeyde de videoda da o konuda da bazı şeyler var, görüntüler var. Şeyden de etkilendiniz değil mi bu ismi koyarken? Pandemi döneminden, Covid-19'dan da etkilenerek bu ismi seçtiniz.
Tabii hepsi içindeydi ki aslında yani dediğim gibi yani Covid aslında bizim için bir noktada farkındalık yaratması gereken bir noktada. Yani çok zor günler geçiyoruz, sevdiklerimiz için endişeleniyoruz, kendimiz için endişeleniyoruz. Ne yazık ki kayıplar oldu. Ve yani dünyanın gidişatı da aslında yani global ısınma yani çevre kirliliği, orman tahribatları, ne bileyim işte plastik bağımlılığından tutun çikolat yediğimiz zaman bile aslında o palm yağının bize ulaşana kadarki süreci, Amazon ormanlarının yanması, tahribatı, buzulların erimesi aslında yani her şey bir yani logos kavramı, her şey birbirine bağlı bir kavram. Ve yani bir farkındalık yaratacaksak aslında her konu ve aslında her bir bireyin her bir noktaya dokunduğu noktada ne kadar önemli bir şey olduğunu hatırlatmak da istiyoruz. Yani bir de nefes dediğimiz zaman aslında en temel ihtiyaç ve en o sakin ve o dinginlik hani yani bu Zen felsefesinde de Doğu felsefesinde de Mesnevi'de de yani hepsinde anlatılan bir kavram. Yani bu bağlamda işte farkındalık arayışındayız. Özlediğimiz bu adalı kültür, sanat, kültürel aktiviteler, doğamızdaki tadını çıkarabileceğimiz bu yani adayı keyifli yaşayacağımız kaliteli zaman geçirebileceğimiz bir şey. Özlemlediğimiz bir durum aslında. Yani komisyona da, Medi Foundation'a da, yani Başbakanlık, Cumhurbaşkanlığı, bütün kurumlara da aslında böyle bir proje için aslında vesile oldukları için çok teşekkür etmek istiyorum buradan da proje kapsamında. Aynı zamanda çok değerli dostlarımız, çok değerli sanatçı arkadaşlarımız, çok değerli düşünür arkadaşlarımız da bu projeye katkı koyuyor. Bu birlikteliğin devamı Türkiye, İngiltere ayağı aslında bu işi daha da çok zenginleştiriyor. Ve her daldan aslında multidisiplineri bir olaya dönüşmesi aslında aynı zamanda çok heyecan verici bir durum.
Evet,
Yani
kesinlikle.
heyecanlıyız dediğim gibi. Çok da aslında
Vallahi,
spoiler da vermek istemiyoruz.
evet, evet. Sen konuşurken vallahi ben de heyecanlanıyorum. Çünkü çok güzel, orijinal bir konsept ve çok anlamlı bir konsept, çok anlamlı bir etkinlik. Erim and Boreum, what do you think about the name Nefese Dönüş, Rhythm of Breath? Of course, it's not directly translated to English. I'm sure that there is a reason for that. But what do you think about the actual concept and the name?
Joe, if you want, I can go first. Now, the
Yeah,
idea
sure.
and the concept, the idea and the concept came to us about a year ago when we was approached by Medi Foundation to have a base in the UK, or when they were talking about having a base in the UK. TCCA was open to utilising some of that space for them to be based, and the whole idea and the whole concept was that addiction within our community and mental health was not discussed, it was not dealt with effectively. It was one of those things that was shunned upon because it's not one of those things that you can physically see, and people can't deal with it in the same way they can deal with physical illness. So the idea and the concept came about a year ago, and there was big plans that Medi was following through to organise a massive event in Cyprus, which would have been bigger than the event that's currently there. But because of COVID, that couldn't happen. So the idea of actually looking at other concepts and other ways that each year the festival in relation to mental health and addiction within our community can move around the world. So like we said earlier on, this time round it's going to be in Cyprus with other things be happening around it. But the whole concept is to start to discuss it as a community and start to look at ways that we can do it. It's a big issue. We tried to do a project about a year and a half before COVID, and in our community at the time within the young sector, which was a mind survey that came about, that they said 1 in 4 Turkish speakers of the age of 21 or under were suffering some sort of mental health issue. So I think it's an issue that affects our community, affects all communities. I think that the fact is that the name and the elements of the name are very fitting for the time that we're in. It's not just because of COVID, and COVID does have an effect on mental health. Think about the associated aspects of what COVID has caused. It's caused bereavement, it's caused people who've had to remain at home, it's taking the life out of individuals in effect. So I think the name is extremely fitting for this sort of project. And I think that hopefully in the future what will happen is that the many fantastic people we have in our community who can help our community in being able to deal with this issue it is very positive. You know, it's a taboo subject in a lot of people's eyes, and we just need to deal with it. We need to
Definitely.
help our individuals in our community and not say it doesn't exist, because it does.
Yeah, absolutely. As well as mental health, addiction, not just any kind of addiction. Even sort of smoking is a big addiction within the Turkish community in London, for example. Boreum, what's your sort of take on this, on the name, on the concept? Obviously, your organization is very important in terms of encouraging different groups to get involved in art and use art to raise awareness on social issues. So can you tell us a bit more about your involvement in this particular project?
Obviously, when I heard at the first time with the titles, is it because as far as I'm in more of artist side of like organization than other members. So when I thought like directly, it was more of so much relating to it, like the artwork for the artists as well. Personally and through my company, what we are more focusing on is the originality of the artist. So not like those kind of really ancient and old art from the last period, but like more of live power of young and emerging artists who all actually making the art at the same period this moment. And so, and also really relate, I can see like how it is, have it power, and it related with the main theme of mental care and then addiction. So, well, while I was talking with my artists who want to participate with this event, and we are all agreed about like how this like COVID period was affected to, of course, to the artists as well, and how it really changed all our life. And it is also obviously related to all kind of mental issues and also addictions, not only of those kind of like dark side of addiction, but like all kinds of addictions. So when we talk about it, this theme is really kind of directly come into our minds, but also at the same time, as Erim told, like it has so much of positive image by itself. So yeah, so that I'm quite delighted to have this kind of topic and this kind of title as our event. It really suit for us, and I can see there are lots of opportunities that we can grow more of this from this main theme.
Fantastic. Thanks very much indeed. I'm going to ask how the Cypriot event is going to pan out in terms of the performances. But before that, a lot of people are wishing, they're all excited. They're wishing the project, luck, and they feel that it's a really important series of events. I'm just going to read a few of the comments. There are many sort of good wishes, well wishes. Fulya is saying, fantastic project and really exciting that this is a start of something bigger for the Turkish Cypriot community, utilizing arts and culture to raise the issues in respect of addiction and mental health. Well done all. You are all inspirational. Ayşe Adil is saying a great opportunity to raise awareness. All these friends are involved in public health, mental health, and other kind of issues. Sultan is saying brilliant project. Nalan is saying fantastic project and very exciting. We are all excited. Building a resilient, healthier community, Ayşe is saying. And indeed, I mean, one of the outcomes is exactly that. What difference are you hoping this project will make to the Turkish Cypriot community? Is a question by Ayşe. Who would like to answer this?
Yeah, can I answer that?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, first, obviously, I would like to explain the effects for the Turkish Cypriot community, which is what we are. But us in Cyprus, the whole idea of this, for me personally, from day one, obviously, we love our community, absolutely. But at the same time, we can't differentiate when it comes to addictions and mental health well-being for anybody that comes to us for help. We have many communities here in Cyprus, believe it or not. As much as the students, which is 100 different nationalities, I've been told, of students. We also have big communities of Iranians, Iraqis that live here, Russians, Ukrainians. These are all different communities that live here. So obviously we're open to every community, but this is special for our community, as in the Turkish Cypriot community, because it's a big taboo subject, as again Erim said earlier on. So when you're doing this, and I'd like to explain why I'm always on Facebook, because I'm on there a lot, and the reason I do it is because I want to be able to people to be able to reach me, and not be scared, and it ain't a taboo, and don't make it a taboo. Let's come out of this, and slowly. I don't like using this word, education, educating people. I don't really like that, but this is what we're doing. Making awareness. We're raising awareness, but let's do it. We're doing it in a lovely way by using art.
Absolutely.
And what a beautiful way, these workshops are going to be
Definitely.
amazing, which Abdullah will go into more detail about.
Yeah.
But
I'll ask him in a minute. Yeah.
But what I would
Okay.
like to say, Abi, and just in case I
Sure.
don't get a chance, and I don't want to keep going,
No.
because I'm
No.
very excited. I've been excited for 10 months, and we've had our ups and downs. We've had many meetings, lots behind the scenes, lots of phone calls. Poor Abdullah, he's been going through it. I'm sure he's lost a few hairs recently. The amount of pressure he's been under. He's been doing enormous, fantastic work. He really is a true professional, honestly. And this is going to be an annual event, and we want this to get bigger and stronger every year. And it's like what Erim said earlier on. It's just anywhere we can take this, anywhere around the world. Everyone's already talking about Australia. If we had more time, I'm sure with Erim's links in Australia, they would have been involved. So this is something after this year's one, to bring other countries, in.
Yeah.
And let's make it a fantastic thing, bigger and better next year.
Yeah. Great. I think Abdullah can afford to lose some hair, unlike us.
Well, he's got another. Sorry.
Go on.
I'm going to make him lose a bit more this week. Sorry, Abdullah.
Aisha is also asking, can people donate towards this project? Perhaps, can people donate to this project?
Well, they
Erim,
can.
Erim, go on.
Sorry.
Yeah, go on, Erim.
If Aisha is referring to the UK, then the idea, the concept that we launched was that we want to do an exhibition that comes from the people that are suffering mental health or addiction. We want to give them complete creative freedom. So if it's someone who wants to write a poem, if it's someone who wants to bring a mishmash of pieces that they have in their home that represent their inner feelings, if it's someone who wants to do a painting, the creative freedom lies within the individuals that want to be part of this project. And the idea is that as you cannot see what's going on inside someone, it gives them the opportunity to be able to showcase what they are going through in some sort of visual form that individuals can understand or start to understand. It begins a discussion around the concept of allowing the people who are suffering to have the lead in it, rather than us taking the lead and saying this is what the art is and this is what we're doing it for. It's allowing it to come from the people who are going through an inner struggle. So that's the idea. We're also going to launch another 2 to 3 facets of what's going to be happening towards the events, which is we're going to launch a couple of days of workshops and so forth. And I just need to mention that I admitted to mention before that there are lots of other organisations which are helping within the whole event organisation, i.e. like there's Kıbrıs Worldwide, which are a partner, which are platforming everything that's happening.
Yes,
there's also many other organisations like Nokta who's getting support to this group is getting support from, and a myriad of others. There's other groups which are joining all the time. So I think the plans for what's happening in the UK is very small, but it's going to grow to a larger portion, and things will be announced as we get closer to the dates.
Yes, we can see the partner organizations, and we are also proud to be one of the partners at Eurogenç TV. There are organizations like Edible London, Turkish Community Football Association, Football Federation, TCCA, Kıbrıs Worldwide, Çatı, Medi Foundation, of course, and the I can't read is it the Hüseyin Hoca's group? It's Cyprus Islamic Association, yes, and of course our Cypriot Artists platform. How can I forget that? I'll be in trouble. Excellent. So Abdullah, can we? Before that though, let's have a look at the second, again fantastic video, and Abdullah can talk to us about the origin of this video as well. So if you like, can put the video on, we can have a look at it. Yes, another really excellent video as well. And Nalan Bedding, for the previous video, she said beautifully filmed and put together. Abdullah, can you tell us about these videos? They are really excellent, really excellent videos.
Well, it's like, sorry, I think I'm going to be more comfortable in Turkish.
Yeah, of course, buyur.
Yani tabii birinci videoda birazcık daha tabii bireyin yalnızlaşmasına dokunduğumuz ve aslında yani içinde bulunduğumuz matrix diyelim, düzen diyelim ya da sistem diyelim. Ne kadar doğru tarafları olsa da bir noktada da aslında tam olarak doğru çalışmadığını gösteriyor ki yani benim kendi düşüncem ve aslında inanışım diyeyim. Eğer ki bir sistemde atık varsa o sistem doğru bir sistem değildir aslında ve şu anda yaşadığımız sistem ne yazık ki dünyayı çöplüğe dönüştürdüğümüz bir sistem, bireyi yalnızlaştırdığımız bir sistem, bireylerin birbirinden uzaklaştığı bir durum var ve aslında daha önce de bahsettiğim gibi yani özlem duyduğumuz, biraz önce yine İsmet Bey'in de bahsettiği eğitmek gibi iddialı bir kelime kullanmak istemiyorum tabii ki. Ama yani tabii bir de şeyi de unutmak istemiyorum. Yani bu proje aslında her bir değerli arkadaşımın sayesinde aslında bu kadar değerli bir projeye dönüşmekte. Her bir katkı koyan, her bir ruhuna bir parça koyan arkadaşımın sayesinde aslında buralara gelmekte. Ama bireyin yalnızlaşması ve aslında bir araya gelmesi dediğimiz nokta aslında bu sanat organizasyonunun aynı zamanda bir buluşmaya dönüşmesi demek. Yani ve tecrübe etmek isteyen gençlerimiz ve herhangi bir yaş grubundan olan dostlarımız, abilerimiz, arkadaşlarımızın da tecrübe edebileceği, kendine amaç edinebileceği. Yani amaçsızlık ve yalnızlık bence aslında birçok oluşturduğumuz attachment diyelim, bağımlılıklar ve bağlantılarımız, o bağımlılık dediğimiz noktayı geliştiren ve aslında o kendi içimizdeki o karamsarlığın içinde kaybolmamıza sebebiyet veren bir şey olduğunu düşünüyorum ve sanat aslında kendini ifade etme biçimi bir noktada. Yani kimimiz aslında sözel ifade ediyoruz, kimimiz resimle ifade ediyoruz, kimimiz videoyla, kimimiz heykelle, kimimiz dans ederek. Yani bazen konuşamıyoruz ya da işte sadece bir şiirle belki bu ortaya çıkabiliyor veya işte bir paylaşımla veya işte bir araya geldiğimiz zaman o geçirdiğimiz herhangi bir sürecin içerisinde yalnız olmadığımızı hissetmek bile aslında bize faydalı olabiliyor. Videolara gelecek olursak aslında birinci video dediğim gibi birazcık daha hem biraz neler olabileceğinin biraz içeriğini dışarıya vurmak. Aslında ikinci videoda aslında o umut ve aslında o doğanın içindeki güzellik, o paylaşım, biraz önce yine bahsettiğim gibi yani kaliteli zaman geçirme, eğlenme, paylaşma, birlikteliğin verdiği o güvenin aslında, güven ortamının sağlanması. Yani şu anda aslında bir nevi aslında bu koronanın bize yarattığı şey de sevdiğimiz insanlardan da uzaklaştık. Kendimizi korumak için, onları korumak için, yaşlılarımızı korumak için. Yani.
Evet. Ses biraz kötü geliyor ama idare edeceğiz. Son olarak
Kusura
Abdullah
bakma.
senden yok bir şey. Senden şeyi sormak istiyorum. Ne gibi sanat dalları olacak etkinlikte ve kimler olacak? Sanatçılar kimlerdir?
Mikrofonum açık mı diye kontrol ettim. Umarım bir arkadaşımı unutmam. Öyle bir şey olursa şimdiden özür dilerim. Kalabalık bir ekibiz. Ana etkinliğimizde Oya Silberi resim dalında, Dicle Özlüses yine resim ve temizlik dalında yer alıyor. Leman Cankat seramik sanatçımız, Ayça Hanım, Ayça İnal bale sanatçımız, Tuğçe Doygunel dans sanatçımız, modern dans ve cazı. İzzet Seylani tiyatro, ben varım, video, görsel, heykel dallarında sinematografi. Kurtuluş Hocam var Gazi Üniversitesi'nden, çok değerli katkılarını koyuyor. Sinematografi alanında sinema, belgesel yapımcısı aslında. Onun dışında atölyelerimizde yer alacak arkadaşlarımız var. Görkem Münüroğlu, Ahmet Silci, Leman Yavaş, umarım birini unuttuğum arkadaşlar da var sanırım.
Mertcan şoför oldu.
Abdullah
Evet.
Abdullah.
Buyur İsmet.
Buyur.
Abdullah unutma. Orkestra.
Tabii.
Orkestra.
Evet.
Orkestra ne? Hangi orkestra oluyor?
Yani Serdar Bey var. 11'inde 26'sında Leman Hanım. Leman İnce çok değerli bir şan sanatçımız. Onun öğrencilerinden bir katılım sağlanacak.
Evet. Evet.
Çok çeşitli alanlarda aslında.
Neyse yani anladım. Yani detayları zaten Facebook grubunuzda, web sitenizde bol bol paylaşıyorsunuz.
Evet. Evet.
Kişiler Nefese Dönüş veyahut da Rhythm of Breath web sitesine girerlerse bütün bu detaylar orada görülebilir sevgili izleyiciler.
Evet.
Çok sağ ol Abdullah. Buyur.
Bir şey ekleyebilir miyim? Tabii.
Buyur.
Eksik olan aslında asıl buradan bahsetmek istediğim şu anda geldiğimiz nokta. Bu etkinliğimizi anlatamadık. Onu kısaca bir özetlemek istiyorum.
Tabii buyur.
2 haftalık atölyelerimiz olacak. Halka açık olacak. Belli atölyeler belli yaş gruplarına hitap edecek. Belli atölyeler hiçbir yaş sınırı olmadan tamamıyla deneyimleyebilecekleri, halkımızın, insanların deneyimleyebilecekleri atölyeler olacak. Onun sonrasında tabii bu süreç içerisinde, yani bu sanat haftamız süresince sanat söyleşilerimiz, düşünür söyleşilerimiz olacak, film gösterimlerimiz olacak ve provaların ardından 2 gecelik şovumuz olacak. Bunu hem dokümantal hem bir belgesele hem bir yayına dönüştürme niyetimiz var. Aynı zamanda sergi sürecinde de belli fotoğraf, resim, eskipis gibi çalışmalarımızı da satışa sunup aslında elde ettiğimiz gelirle ihtiyaçlı olan arkadaşlar veya herhangi biri Medi Foundation veya Başbakanlık Uyuşturucu ile Mücadele Komisyonu tarafından gösterilecek insanlara bir şekilde yardıma dönüşecek ve aynı zamanda da bir ağ çekme etkinliğiyle de aslında bu projeyi daha yani aslında doğa dedik, nefese dönüş dedik. Yani asıl oksijen nefes kaynağımız doğa ve buraya bir şekilde yani temizlik etkinliklerimiz olarak, hatta şu anda Akdeniz Karetta'dayım. Burada da gerçekleşecek bir etkinliğimiz var. Son organizasyonlarımızı yaptık burada, bitirdik. Dediğim gibi yani bir ağaç etme etkinliği ya da bu işimizi ölümsüzleştirmek istiyoruz.
Evet. Çok güzel. Hakikaten çok güzel çalışmalar. Çok teşekkürler
Ben teşekkür
Abdullah. Evet, İsmet bir şey söylemek istiyorsun. Buyur.
Lütfen. Lütfen, so that's my 50% for the evening, Turkish, yeah?
Go on.
I'll be adding to that we haven't sort of covered, which we said this is going to be annually, and this is
English, I think. This is English, I think.
It's Turkish, I think.
Devam. Devam et.
As we said, this is going to be annually. Something we want to do after the event, whether it's a week, 2 weeks, we're still discussing that yet, is to do either a gala or a ballo or a balla, a night that's going to be for, everybody, as in the artists. But that's a chance for everyone involved. Excuse me.
Yeah.
From everyone involved, from the UK, from Cyprus, from Turkey, and then anywhere else we're going to. It's very hard this year, obviously. So we've chose in a selfish way to do it in Cyprus this year.
Sure.
To do the best we can. And the reason I said orchestra earlier on, because I absolutely love the orchestra. So when we have our night, we're going to have the orchestra there as well. And so that evening is a chance for everybody. So once a year it's going to be in a different city. This year it's going to be in Lefkosia.
Yeah.
Next year we'd like it to be in London. So at least the whole team, everyone involved from this side could fly to London. And everyone can be in the same, same place, same evening, rather than just, seeing each other on videos and TV shows, etc. And photos. That's the idea, really.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot, Ismet. I'll come to Erim and Boreum to talk about the London event. I know, Erim, I know that this year London is not going to be a big event, but you are hoping to do it next year. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I mean,
tell us about.
I was just going to say. I'm also going to say we have a question for you as well, because obviously in the London program, the Sanat group is going to be one of the key people who's going to be performing on that day. But yeah, this year is to show solidarity. The aspect of mental health and addiction doesn't go away. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, it's not in the UK or Cyprus. And it's showing that we, as a whole community, as an entire community, we want to raise the profile of discussions that's needed with these areas. So in London, we're having it on the 3rd. The reason why we're having it on the 3rd is there's a big event happening on the same day in Cyprus, and we want to replicate that. So we want to kind of be speaking to Cyprus at the same time, but we also want to be launching the work of individuals in our community that have spent time to try to showcase what they're going through, and for us to start to talk about those issues and start to initiate ideas that will kind of help our members of our community and look at mechanisms that we can. I mean, we've already had ideas just because of this event's happening. We've already had ideas from members of the community who come to us and said, like, we want to organize a coffee morning where people in the community can come together who are suffering some sort of mental health, and no pressure on them to turn up, and if they wish to talk to other people, they can do. But this is what it's meant to be for. It's meant to be for us as a community to recognize there's an issue, deal with the taboos in our community, and then for us as a community to come up with ideas and concepts that will help us to help our community, those people in need.
Yeah, excellent. So the event on the 3rd is going to link with the Cyprus event. Are we going to establish a link and via, I don't know, a video link and talk to each other, hopefully?
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna rely on a very exceptional person who's wonderful at this, and that's someone called Gulay, who we've got discussing.
Gulay, are you listening, Gulay? I'm sure she is listening.
So the hope is that we'll establish some sort of link, and people in Cyprus who are in the event over there can speak to people in the UK, and we'll establish some sort of connection.
Yeah. Great, that's really good. I'll just read a few more comments, and I'll ask you to sort of express your final words, and then we'll conclude the program. Thank you for another informative program, Ayşe Adil is saying. I am expected elsewhere, looking forward to supporting this project in any way I can, diyor. Mustafa Büyükoğlu, emeği geçen herkese ve bağlanamayan Dicle Özlüses'e teşekkür ederim. Başarılarının devamını dilerim. Evet, Dicle maalesef bizimle olamadı ve aynı zamanda Hasan Bey de bizimle olamadı. Ona da özel olarak teşekkür etmek istiyorduk bu güzel etkinliği destekledikleri için. Başka bir programda onu da alıp detaylı olarak konuşacağız. Etkinlikten sonra da olur, önemli değil. Ayşe previously also asked what she meant was, can we make monetary donations? Can we donate money to the organization, especially the London organization? I think Ayşe is talking about. Erim, you spoke about donations of work, but
I mean,
can people donate?
Anything that's donated to TCCA for the Medi Foundations will be put into a trust for the Medi Foundations and then utilised for projects that they deemed fit to help people who are suffering from mental health or addiction. And I think that the Medi Foundation is also set up as a not-for-profit organisation in the UK, but they don't have an account yet, so that they can monitor. So, in the meantime, if any donations do want to come through, then we'll speak to Medi Foundations, and they'll be used for Medi Foundations until they establish their bank account.
Okay, we can publicize this in our programs later on during the weeks. Okay, I think we covered everything. What I'll go through and ask you one by one to say your final thoughts on this issue. Boreum, I'd like to to start with you. What would you like to say to our viewers as your last comments?
I would like to thank all the members who's involved in this event, first of all. And then I also am trying to organize a great event with all international artists, with Turkish Cypriot artists who's based in London as well. And I'm looking forward to get more great exhibition and shows for this year and next year. And fingers crossed for all of us.
Brilliant. Thanks very much indeed. I think that will be excellent if we can turn it into an international event involving other Black minority ethnic communities. That will be fantastic. Erim, you've just spoken, but is there anything you want to add to what you said earlier?
Yeah, I want to say just a couple of things. One, a big thank you to Medi Foundation for arranging and for highlighting this important topic. It's hard enough to bring up the topic in the UK, let alone Cyprus. And the way they've dealt with it, they've made it very inclusive. So they've dealt with the students as well who have hardships in Cyprus, who are away from their homes, who during COVID are kind of left in complete limbo in Cyprus and so forth. I'd like to say that we would like to welcome any pieces of art. If anyone wants to talk to us about them, then to email us at info@tcca.org, to direct message us through Facebook, or to contact us by phone on our phone, which is 0208 826 1080. And we welcome all pieces of art. All we're going to ask is, if you want your name mentioned, fine. If you don't want your name mentioned, it'll be mentioned as anonymous, and what the art piece is called, and it can be any form of art.
Yeah, fantastic.
And thank you to Eurogench as well for allowing us to be able to platform this important event.
Anytime. That's what our mission is. Thanks, Ismet. What would you like to say as your last comments?
Really, every time I hear Medi Foundation, or hear, what's going on here, honestly, I get goosebumps. Very excited, very, very excited. I'm really passionate about my work anyway. So it's fantastic stuff. I also want to talk on behalf of Hasan because he's not here. If it wasn't for that man, there's a strong chance this wouldn't be happening, because he is backing this fully with the government. A lot of strong things going on. We're actually going to see the First Lady on Tuesday. We've been invited there. So to give a personal invite for the Cumhurbaşkanı and his wife. Exciting times. Hasan is a fantastic, really, really nice, genuine man. He's very passionate about this stuff, anything to do with addictions and helping people, especially children. So I'm sure he's gonna. I'm sure he's listening. Hasan, we all love you. He's a fantastic man. On behalf of Medi Foundation, as I said, I'm absolutely chuffed that it's took 10 months of reaching out to everybody, you know, speaking to Erim, like Erim said. At Tanjab, we've been speaking for the last month, 6 weeks about this. Just to stress that I've been putting all those logos together. We've not been able to mention Wigs for London or Wigs for Heroes, sorry. Egani's Mosque. Abdullah sent one of his logos in earlier on. I forgot the name of the logo. So there's other organisations that's going to be involved. So it's not a matter of leaving anyone out. It's just how everything's been a rush. But everyone's together. We're all together. Let's make this grow, and let's make a difference. And let's take away this taboo. Let's take away this taboo and give it a nice light rather than a dark light. Yeah. And thanks for all the comments and thanks for all the support. I'll get some unbelievable message that comes through every day. And Aisha Dillon, she wrote in earlier on. Yeah, fantastic. What a lady. Fantastic. Thank you for your support. And I'd like to get Fulia in there as well. Always sending messages and encouragements and everything. Yeah, so amazing people, what you've got back there in London as well, you know. Really looking forward to it.
Thanks, Ismet. And
thank you.
I think one of the logos was Boreum's organization.
That's right.
Logo.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. Correct. Sorry, Boreum.
Okay. Abdullah, son olarak ne söyleyeceksin bize projeyle ilgili olarak?
Son olarak Mehmet Do arkadaşım ve Mustafa Kofalı, Mustafa Bey, orkestra kısmı İsmet Bey'in de bahsettiği ve herhangi atladığım başka bir arkadaşım varsa gerçekten özür dilerim. Gerçekten de tabii Hasan Bey'e, İsmet Bey'e, Tevfide Hanım var, Mertcan Bey var, Simge Hanım var. Çok değerli arkadaşlar edindik, çok değerli insanlarla birlikte çalışıyoruz ve hep beraber umarız bu haftadan sonra eğlenmeye başlarız. Tadını çıkarmaya başlarız.
Abdullah, arkada sesini duyduğumuz çocukları da katıyor musun projeye?
Tabii. Onlar da aslında girmeye çalıştılar da yayına. Babaları yakaladık biraz.
Yok yani hakikaten çok güzel olur. Özellikle çocukların, gençlerin bu projede
tabii amacımız.
Yer almaları hakikaten çok süper olur. Eminim onu da düşünmüşsünüzdür.
Tabii amacımız o.
Evet yani, arkadaşlar
her
çok
yaş grubu aslında.
Evet her yaş grubu ama bilhassa çocuklar diyelim. Evet, Fulya'dan bahsettin. Son olarak Fulya'nın şeyini de okuyayım. Great program diyor and really informative. Looking forward to rhythm of breath. Thank you to everyone involved. We'll certainly be promoting the event with my service users. Nefese doğuş, tebrikler herkese diyor Fulya Yahyaoğlu. Evet sevgili arkadaşlar, sizleri uğurluyorum. Çok teşekkürler programa yaptığınız katkı için. Bu güzel inisiyatifiniz için hepinize teşekkür ederiz. Ve önümüzdeki birkaç hafta sonra da özellikle Londra'daki program için bir program yapacağız. Londra'daki aktiviteler üzerine bir programımız olacak. Bu konuyu konuşmaya devam edeceğiz. Programa katılıp Kıbrıs'taki etkinliklerin nasıl olduğunu da İsmet ve Abdullah arkadaşımız bize anlatabilirler o programda. Evet, gelecek hafta yeniden başka bir programda buluşmak üzere. Şimdilik hoşça kalın sevgili izleyiciler.
Biliyor musun? Erken rezervasyon başladı. Yazın en renkli fırsatları cyprusparadise.com'da. %40, %50 hatta %60'a varan kaçırılmaz indirimler. Erken rezervasyon yap, uçak bileti fiyatına paket tatili al. Uygun fiyata Kıbrıs tatilinin adresi cyprusparadise.com. Zaman akıp gitmeden acele edin. Bir bakmışsınız yaz gelmiş. Cyprus Paradise. Tatiliniz bizimle güvende.
Kalitenin, güvenin, hızlı teslimatın adresi Ancon Furniture. Ancon Furniture ailesi olarak yeni ürünler ile hizmete devam etmekteyiz. Yeni model koltuk takımlarımız, yatak mekanizmaları bir dokunuş ile açılıp bir dokunuş ile kapanabilmektedir. Bir dokunuş ile açtığımız yatak mekanizmasının yatak çarşafı kullanıma hazır, serili olarak içinden çıkmaktadır. Yıl sonuna kadar herhangi bir koltuk takımı alan her müşterimize akıllı sehpa hediyemizdir. En iyi ürün, en iyi fiyat. Sadece Ancon Furniture'da. Bize uğramadan karar vermeyin. En iyisini biz yapana kadar daha iyisi yok.